Hello, and welcome back to Alice Talks Football, and welcome back to a live Manchester United show. Do apologise for the slight delays, just connection issues, as always, with the Glazer internet here. But this is going to be a positive show. It's not going to be a super long show, but it's going to be a positive show. Lots to talk about. Players speaking up ahead of Ten Hag, a new DM signing. What are Man United looking to do this summer and more? So please do hit that like button. Of course, subscribe down below if you're new. I do want to get you guys involved and all of that as well. But let's get into the news. I do apologise if we do have some connection issues, this and that. Hopefully it sorts itself out, but just do let me know what the quality is like and if it drops, and I can try my best to switch over. But I want to talk about this first story coming in, and then I want to get into a few other reports. And it was said at half-time on Sunday, members of Liverpool staff were expressing their admiration for Kobbie Mainoo and his outrageous talent. It was said that actually Liverpool players were blown away as well by how good Kobbie Mainoo was. They were so surprised at half-time. They knew he was a good player, but apparently, like, the staff were absolutely shocked. Like, Kobbie Mainoo's been hyped up a lot, but rightly so, he has actually been that good. And I think that Liverpool game from him was probably one of, if not arguably, his best game in United, where he was just dribbling through the Liverpool players, to the fact that even Klopp, even those Liverpool players were like, whoa, this boy's got serious talent. And there was a report and rumour going about, and it's come from someone on Twitter, so I don't know if he's just completely made it up. So that's why I'm going to say rumour. It could be completely made up. But apparently, a load of players actually went up to Southgate and said, you need to call up Kobbie Mainoo. You need to call up Kobbie Mainoo. Apparently, it's a bit blurry, but the audio is okay. Well, I guess the audio being okay is the most important thing. I do apologise for that. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if that's going to be less blurry if I have a smaller screen as well. But yeah, it was basically it was a report actually that the England players, when they arrived at St George's Park on Tuesday, apparently told Gareth Southgate he had to call out Kobbie Mainoo, who is that good. And that wasn't just United players, that was Liverpool players, that was the whole lot, which, again, I don't know if that's true. That's what someone on Twitter claimed, and Twitter is full of absolute idiots, as we've seen. People crying over a bloody cross today, or people saying, oh, you're accusing people that are born in England of not being English, because Twitter's just full of idiots. But there was obviously a rumour that apparently the players really did beg Southgate to call up Kobbie Mainoo. They're like, he's that good, he's shocked Liverpool. And those at City and Liverpool are absolutely blown away by how good Kobbie Mainoo is. And I tell you what, that's not happened with a Man United player for a long time. So we're going to make the most of these reports. Talking of BS Twitter, we'll do a little bit of rant about it. Why are people crying over the cross? On that? Yeah, I mean, yeah, it probably should be a red and white cross on the back of an England kit, but it is a cross on the kit. I've seen so many England fans crying over the cross on the kit. Makes no sense. There's this one picture of Tony, Bellingham, Rashford and someone else people are crying over. They're all born in England. They're English. Why are people crying over that? Idiot racist. I don't know what's going on with football Twitter at the moment, but there are England fans crying over a cross and England fans crying over the skin colour of our players. And it's just embarrassing. It's just embarrassing. They need to pull themselves together, because you know what? We've got a talented squad. We've got a great Euros ahead. Not just Kobbie Mainoo, but we've got Saka, we've got Foden, we've got Bellingham, we've got Rashford. There's a lot better player than people give him credit for. We've got Watkins, we've got Kane, we've got Declan Rice. We've got a bunch of class players. And I hope that those fans that are acting like idiots online pull themselves together, get behind the squad, because for me, I feel like this is our year for the Euros. And Kobbie Mainoo has been called up for England, which is a big thing as well. The boy is just so good. He's absolutely unreal. I wanted Mainoo to get a rest this summer, but do think he could suit the midfield well. Part of me's like, if Mainoo doesn't go to the Euros, I'm not going to complain. If Mainoo doesn't go to the Euros, I'm not going to complain, because he gets a rest. But I actually do think that Mainoo, Bellingham and Rice is our best midfield three in terms of balance. Audio fine, but it's a bit blurry. I do apologise. I don't know what's going on with the connection. So that's why I'm doing a small screen for now. I will go to a bigger screen once the connection sorts itself out as well. I'm already 10 minutes late to starting the stream because of it as well. Big up everybody in the chat as well. Football Twitter's just full of idiots. It is absolutely full of idiots as well. Weaver was bought off for 575k by Feyenoord in 2021, and now he's worth 30 million plus United tax. We are going to talk about Mats Weaver. We are going to talk about the Manchester United DM scenario in a little bit as well. Do you think players enjoy international friendlies, or is it just for newly capped players? I think they do. I think that there's a really good vibe in the England camp, thanks to some work that Dan Ashworth's done, and we can talk about that later on. And players do enjoy playing for England, but for me, I think it's pointless. For me, I think they should do an international break in like November, and then just to like prep people up, and an international break in March, and then the summer. I don't think they need the September or October international break. I'd cut them out. I'd have one in maybe November, and I'd have one in maybe March, and then I think that's enough for the international break. Make it fair. I think you don't need 4. We only need 2. We don't care. It's boring. Let's get the Premier League on the road, or let's just give the players a break. Because look at the injury issues this season. It's not fair as well. So yeah, do hope the quality is improving. Just keep me updated on that. Tell me if it improves a little bit as well. If you compare Henderson, Maddison and Gallagher, they don't round out as a mid as well as Kobbie. Yeah, well, Maddison's more of an attacking midfielder. Gallagher can play box-to-box or attacking midfield, and Henderson can play 6 or box-to-box, and Mainoo can play 6 or box-to-box. So it's really Mainoo competing with Calvin Phillips and Jordan Henderson. And when you look at Jordan Henderson's recent Ajax performances, okay, but when you look at Mainoo's recent performances for Man United in the Premier League, when he's about 15 years younger than Henderson, you think surely England should be investing in the future. Yes, Jordan Henderson can bring some experience to the squad, and I don't mind Jordan Henderson being in the squad, but I don't want Jordan Henderson in the starting 11. Jordan Henderson can bring experience to the squad, but Kobbie Mainoo for me should be in the starting 11, because I actually think that is the best balance. I think Walker, Shaw, Stones, Maguire, you've got your experience in the back line. That is the back line. You can argue Trent as well, Trent or Walker, but just because of the way Southgate plays, Walker, Shaw, Stones, Maguire, you've got that experience in the back line, and then Branthwaite can potentially break through into the back line. Then in the midfield, you've got Rice, Mainoo, Bellingham, a little bit less experience, but you've got that experience back line. Front 3, Saka, Kane, Foden, Bish Bash Bosh. Rashford can come off the bench and be a superstar. Alice, how do you feel about eight Nouri? Nice, cheat left back, looking like he's having a fantastic season. I think he's a top player. He's been really, really good for Wolves, and I can see him getting the move this summer. My first choice is Anthony Robinson, because apparently he's about 15 million quid. But yeah, absolute ballers coming in. I really do apologise with just the lag that we're getting this stream. It's absolutely doing my head in, guys. It's been like this for like 30 minutes, and I thought it would have stopped by now. There are some rumours about Man United going to get Kieran Dewsbury-Hall. Now, I think Kieran Dewsbury-Hall's a good player, but again, he's more of an 8. He's more of an attacking-minded player, and I wouldn't say he's exactly what Manchester United need, but there is interest, according to Ben Jacobs, in Kieran Dewsbury-Hall. And, you know, clearly we've got a player that Bonlahor's going to like then, because Bonlahor's a big fan of Dewsbury-Hall. Look, I like Dewsbury-Hall, but I wouldn't want to make United. Like, I wouldn't, I'll be honest with you. Now, I do want to get in some comments by Man United players on Ten Hag. I do want to get on some things that were said. Bruno Fernandes got a goal and assist today as Portugal beat Sweden 5-1 as well. But I want to talk about the DM situation. I think that Manchester United's number 1 position to address this summer should be DM. I do like Gallagher as well, but if you want to calm it down, Kobbie's one of the best of me. Yeah, for me, England's midfield should be starting Mainoo, Bellingham, Rice, but then the other options should be Gallagher, Maddison, sort of going in there as well. Obviously, Foden, you can technically play in the middle. But yeah, I'm with you on that. Gallagher would be my 4th choice after Mainoo as well. Robinson's haircut bothers me, says Ghost. Really? I mean, I don't care what a player's hair's like as long as they're bloody good. Do you know what I mean? Like, you could have the worst haircut ever, but if you're putting in a performance for Man United, I don't care. Like, I remember people used to cry with Paul Pogba's hair, but I was like, as long as he performs. Like, I remember that Man City game where Paul Pogba was at his best. I was like, I don't care about how awful his hair is because he's playing good. Man United versus Coventry in the Emirates FA Cup final has been played on Sunday, the 21st of April, 3:30. The FA were forced to allow an earlier kick-off time after Metropolitan Police deemed it high risk. Is Man U Coventry really high risk? Is Coventry really like a rival of United? Am I like too... I guess Coventry were a big side back in the day. Is there like some rivalry there that I'm meant to know about? I don't know as well. But let's continue on, people. Let's continue on. Hopefully the connection's going to improve. But we do have a few other stories to get into. And this next story I want to get into is on the DM situation at Manchester United. So what is the situation in terms of Man United getting a DM and Man United signing a DM? I think, which for me is the most important position we can address this summer, now prioritising reinforcements for both the defensive line and holding midfield position this summer. For me, this is super important because all we've really heard in the last month or two is United want a striker, United want a centre-back. United want a striker, United want a centre-back. But for me, the number 1 position we need is Casemiro's role. To get the best out of Mainoo and Bruno, we need someone that's going to do Casemiro's role that athletically can play the way that Ten Hag wants to play. Because yes, Ten Hag's structural system isn't good, but you look at the legs of Eriksen, you look at the legs of Casemiro when, you know, Tottenham's got a Pape Sarr and a Basuma in there, and you think, well, if Ten Hag wants to play this football, he can't play it with Eriksen and Casemiro. Now, I think Casemiro is a good player, and I'm not blaming it on Casemiro. I do think part of it's due to structure, but for me, the most important position is someone that can play DM or CM. And we're going to talk about the options for that. Now, who are the most likely options for the DM role? Let's get into that because we've been linked to a number of players. Now, one of the players that we've been linked to is Human. We've been linked to Mats Wiefer, who would be my first choice just because of value for money. But we've also been linked to the likes of Amadou Onana. Now, the thing with Amadou Onana is he's a bit like Branthwaite in the sense of he's in the Premier League, so he's going to cost a bit more than he would if he was in the Liga because he's Premier League proven, and a lot of clubs are looking at him. Arsenal are looking at him, Tottenham are looking at him, Newcastle are looking at him, Liverpool are looking at him. He's one of those guys that a lot of people are looking at. It was said by Jack Talbot that Manchester United will target Everton's Amadou Onana as a potential signing for the midfield this summer amid certainty around Ten Hag's future. Now, this is true. This news is true. We have an interest in Amadou Onana. Manchester United have a confirmed interest in Amadou Onana. They love the player. They're interested in him. They think he's a good player. If McTominay had gone to West Ham in the summer, he would have been the ideal replacement to replace McTominay. Manchester United also have shown an interest in Human at Sporting, who's a very similar player, tall, physical, can play as 6, can play as an 8. That's the kind of player they want. And of course, Fofana of Monaco. Fabrizio Romano confirmed in the summer that United actually tried to get Fofana and leave Amrabat at Fiorentina because they rated Fofana higher than Amrabat. So Man United in summer looked at 2 6/8 physical hybrids in Amadou Onana and Fofana. They've been inquiring about Julman of course Sporting, but also there is rumours and interest in Mats Wiefer. Now, the other interesting question is Barcelona's interest in Mats Wiefer. Arsenal have an interest in Mats Wiefer. My first choice, hence why it's on the thumbnail, would be Mats Wiefer. Amadou Onana is going to be 50-60 million pounds. Wiefer is going to be 30 million pounds. I know that Amadou Onana is Premier League proven, but I think in terms of ability and watching them play, and I'm not going to act like I've watched Feyenoord play loads of Feyenoord's games and stuff, but for me, Mats Wiefer just looks a little bit better technically, looks a little bit better on the ball, looks like he could add a bit more to Manchester United, which is why I'm just personally a massive fan of Mats Wiefer. But I do think that Amadou Onana could be a good signing for Manchester United, and I wouldn't turn him down in the slightest. I do think we need someone that can play as a 6, someone that can play as an 8, someone that can really offer that there. Guys, I do apologise about the lag this stream. It's just been really, really bad today. It's doing my head in. But I do want to get into a few other stories, things that players have said. I want to get past this absolute Southgate BS as well going about. That's so annoying. There's just so much going on. Oh, I'm just going to put my phone in airplane mode and see if that helps my connection here as well. Doesn't that Robinson represent the USA as well? We haven't had many of those of the years. Yes. Yeah, who was the last player Man United had from the USA? I was about to say Chicharito, but he's Mexican. Who was the last player we had from the USA? USA players, Man United. I'm trying to think. Who did we have? Pulisic wanted to go to United, but he didn't come to United. Apparently, Spectre Jonathan in 2003 to 2006. Oh, Tim Howard. Tim Howard. Yeah, but that's mad. That's mad. We don't have any players from the USA. And you know what? The Glazers were like that because the USA, big country, big following, player at United. Could be marketing, could be not marketing. Not that we should do that. I want to have more credible links to Wiefer first. Yeah, the one thing about Wiefer is the links aren't the most credible. The most credible links have been to Amadou Onana, followed by Human, followed by Fofana. And the reason I say followed by Fofana third is because there's been nothing credible about Fofana recently, but there was a lot of credible things about Fofana September, August time. Human and Onana have been most recent. There has been rumours of Mats Wiefer as well. I think Mats Wiefer is more likely choice as he favours a move to the Prem. There are rumours that he favours a move to the Prem as well. Onana is tall and physical, but I don't think he's anything special, says Alex. I like Onana and I think he could be good, but I'm not convinced by his ability on the ball. When I've watched Everton, I've watched Branthwaite, and I'm like, yes, I want him. I watch Everton for Branthwaite and Amadou Onana, and it is always Branthwaite that I'm like, yes, I want him. That's the guy we should sign. It's always Branthwaite that catches my eyes as well. But midfield definitely needs an engine room, 100%. You're correct there, Stephanie, as well. Alice, Chelsea might be banished from next season. Music to my ears. Do you know what? I'm not that bothered about Chelsea because the biggest cheats are wearing this colour that I'm wearing and on the other side of Manchester. Chelsea are cheats, banish them. But the one team that cheats and gets away with it, where Sky Blue, they've got 2 fans and they can't fill their stadium. That's who needs to be banished as well. We first good height and physicality. We need someone who's comfortable sitting back and allowing Mainoo to carry the ball. And I think Weaver could do that. And that's why I'm a big fan of him as well. I think Tim Howard, yeah. Weaver's attributes intrigue me more than any other centre mids we're linked to. 100%. I think he's probably technically the best as well. And I'm surprised because of his Dutch nationality that Erik ten Hag's not been all over it. I'm surprised. I thought a Dutch player, Erik ten Hag, would be all over it as well. Yeah, Rossi was from USA but played for Italy. True. Sancho was always in America, so I guess you could say him his little trips to New York. Yeah, Chester City, says Daniel as well. Weaver's a really good passer and ball carrier on top of being tall, mobile and physical. Yeah, that's why I like Weaver, because he has those off-the-ball attributes that we need, those off-the-ball attributes that I want in a player that is tall, physical, that can cover mass amounts of ground and basically unlock Mainoo and allow Mainoo to play further up. But also in Mats Weaver, you've got some guy that can progress the ball, that can carry the ball, has got technical attributes to help him build up. And that's why I think Mats Weaver would be my standout choice as well. Good chance Poch could get sacked. I think it would be unfair to sack Poch. Like, why bring in a new manager back him if you're only going to keep him here for a year? Like, your squad isn't that good, Chelsea. Not many managers are going to get you playing better than you're playing under Poch. Not that you're playing good under Poch, but maybe Chelsea need to wake up and realise that actually the problem isn't them, the managers. The problem is that there's just idiots. Like, we've woken up at Man United and realised actually problem might not be the manager. It might be the idiots running this club. So yeah, continuing on into our next story. So Gareth Southgate, Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire was speaking about the Gareth Southgate rumours, and he said that he wants Southgate to be England manager for the 2026 World Cup. No surprise, because that means Harry Maguire will be in the 2026 World Cup because him and Southgate get on well. But I think this is a big positive. He said that we get on well, la-di-da, la-di-da, la-di-da. I want to talk about this. A lot of the Man United players, when they were asked about Southgate, have not said they want him at Manchester United. They said they wanted him at England longer. If they wanted him at Man United, they wouldn't want him at England longer. There's been a lot of news. There's been a lot of reports. There's been a lot of media saying, Southgate to United, Southgate to United, Man United are going to get Southgate, Man United are going to get Southgate. Oh my God, Southgate. Rubbish. Absolute rubbish. It's all rubbish. It's all made up. It's absolute rubbish. I'm telling you this now. I'm telling you this for a fact. Manchester United do not want Southgate, okay? They don't. It's just made up. I don't know how many times I have to say it, but it is completely made up. And do you know why it's made up? And do you know why I want to rant about it? Because basically, Manchester United get a good result versus Liverpool. There's positivity in the fan base. Let's inject positivity in the fan base. These media aggregators, these writers, these reporters, the international break, particularly the March international break, is the hardest time in media and journalism if you're writing for a club, because you're going to get less clicks, you're going to get less interactions. Even as someone that does YouTube, I'm going to get less views naturally on my videos in these next 2 weeks across both my channels. You know, if it's the World Cup, it's different, but the international break in the world of media and journalism, you're going to get the less. If you make Man United content, if you make content on the club, you're going to get the least views and you're going to get the least clicks. Man United have gone into the international break on a real positive. So that means, you know, if they go in on a negative, they can write stories about leaks, this and that, and they can get clicks. But if they go in on a positive, it's going to be low. Their clicks are going to be low. Their revenue is going to be low. So what do these journalists do? These journalists say, you know what, we're going to make up some stories to cause, you know, a stir online. We need something that the aggregator accounts are going to tweet out and everyone's going to be talking about and annoying fans. And negativity is what succeeds in the online world because everyone's reacting to it. So they'll start putting out news that we're really interested in Southgate, and then other journalists will see that that's working and that journalist saying that, so they're going to pile on it. And all of a sudden it's come out these last 1 or 2 days that Man United wants Southgate this, Man United wants Southgate that, la-di-la, la-di-la. Now, Dan Ashworth has a good relationship with Southgate. Jim Ratcliffe is a big admirer of Gareth Southgate, but I know for a fact that they are not looking at Gareth Southgate to replace Ten Hag. If they replace Ten Hag, the Sporting Lisbon manager, De Zerbi and Potter are genuine candidates, not Gareth Southgate. They appreciate Gareth Southgate, they admire him, but they ask themselves the question, would Bayern be looking to bring in Southgate? Would Barcelona looking to bring in Southgate? Would Liverpool be looking to bring in Southgate? Absolutely not. So why should Manchester United look to bring in Southgate? But the thing that annoyed me about this, and the thing that's come out, is then all these reports from Mark Ogden, this and that, saying that the Man United players have apparently want Ten Hag out and want Southgate to replace him. Reports coming out that apparently the players don't want Ten Hag, they want Gareth Southgate. That is what's done my head in, because I'm thinking, no, they don't. The players back Ten Hag, and we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about that. The Man United players have spoken out and said, look, we back Ten Hag. We want to play for Ten Hag. Diogo Dalot basically bigged up Ten Hag and said he gives everything for this club. He loves Ten Hag. He appreciates everything that Ten Hag has done for him. the Man United players, maybe one or two of them, potentially maybe Maguire, but I don't think he does from what he said. The Man United players do not want Gareth Southgate. This report that they want Ten Hag out and they want Gareth Southgate in is deliberate because they're thinking we need to wind up the fans. We need to get something that's going to get views, going to get clicks, that's going to get interactions. We need to wind up the Man United fans, and that's what they've done. Okay, it is not true. It is made up. Honestly, don't fall for it. Don't interact with it. Don't bite for it. That's what I'm going to tell you guys. It is all, can we wind up the Man United fans? Can we get a reaction out of the Man United fans saying that the players want Southgate so they can go disgrace? They're not backing their manager. They want Southgate. It's all lies from the media. I've said it before and I'll say it again. And is my connection gone again? Is my connection gone again, guys? Oh, what is going on? I do apologise if there's lag. So yeah, please do ignore all those news on Southgate as well. Ineos couldn't be that daft. They would have a full-on fan rebellion on their hands. Exactly. And look, Ineos don't necessarily need to listen to the fans in that sense because there are some silly fans that would do some silly things. But for the most part, I think, if every single fan in the club would be outraged by that decision and no other top club would make that decision, I think that would be enough for them to listen to and say, look, yeah. For less than 20 million, Man United could have got even Freshner or Federico Redondo, loan them out and compete for right back and DM positions next season. Unfortunately, our board are done. I do apologise for mispronunciation, but you know what? You should go send this to the board. Hopefully, that's something we plan to do. Omar Barada did this at Manchester City with the City group as he got those young talents. You've got City brought in that Everchini, whatever he's called, guy. So hopefully, you see Man United starting to do those deals that maybe in March time we sign a player from South America that will eventually break into the first team, because we don't sign anyone in March. Yes, the transfer window isn't open in March, but City sign players in February and March, and they're like, yeah, they're going to come in the summer. Why can't we do that? Why can't we work on that as well? Surely Barada, Blanc, Ashworth and Brailsford combined wouldn't opt for Southgate. Yeah, exactly. Like, these players are top. These players like Southgate. They admire Southgate. They like what he's done for England. But they've got good enough football knowledge where they're going to say, well, you can't just go from managing England to managing Manchester United when you've not had any experience. Like, if you'd managed Barcelona, Real Madrid, managed England, then you could go manage United. But if you've not managed a club before England, yeah, then those at United aren't going to look at Southgate and think, yeah, we're going to bring Gareth Southgate in. That's the decision we're going to make as well. I'd give Eric Ten Hag a lifetime deal if Southgate was the actual candidate. Yeah, I even know people that are Ten Hag out and have been ranting Ten Hag out this whole time that literally said to me they would be Ten Hag in and they would take him over Gareth Southgate. Like, because look, I don't think Gareth Southgate is an awful manager, but Gareth Southgate's a floor raiser, not a ceiling raiser. Gareth Southgate is someone that takes over a mid-table, like a lower half club, and gets the mid-table, but he can't take a mid-table club to the top. That's what I feel about Gareth Southgate as well. Man United have been linked to Dewsbury Hall, Tosin, Bremer, all in the latest day. Now they've been linked to Scalvani, Amadou Onana, and Schulman. What do you think is going on? I think, again, just media is just putting this and that out. I think media is putting a lot of stories out because they think, yeah, well, that's going to get clicks. That's going to get clicks. That's going to get clicks. We need to write about Man United. It's the international break. Not much is going on. Interestingly, Real Madrid are going to go and get Trent Alexander-Arnold. Apparently, Klopp, Trent, and Salah are going to leave Liverpool this summer, which is absolutely mad. That is 3 of their best players as well. Because before Klopp arrived, Alonso went to Real Madrid, Mascherano went to Barcelona, Suarez went to Barcelona, and Sterling went to Manchester City. Klopp came in, all the good players at Liverpool stayed at Liverpool under Klopp. Now Klopp's leaving, apparently Trent wants to go to Real Madrid. So that's an interesting one to keep an eye on. Play with Bellingham and that as well. So yeah, Trent could be going to Real Madrid there, which is interesting. Hopefully. I mean, it's a good player to have in the Premier League, but just anything that makes Liverpool weaker. Continuing on, guys, please hit that like button. Of course, subscribe down below if you're new. Would you like it if Nike tampered with our crest, making it pink and woke? I don't think so. It's just not that deep. It's not woke. It's to do with the training kit. They were just trying to do something different. I mean, it's not that deep. Like, it's a bit weird. Like, I don't see the point in it, but I don't like. It's not the England crest. It's a little cross on the back of the neck. You can't really see it. Do you know what I mean? It's a little cross on the back of the neck. If they wanted to add some little icon on the back of the collar of a Man United shirt, I just don't really care. I don't really care about it. I just think it should have been a white and red flag. Yeah, I agree it should have been a white and red flag, but I don't think it's that deep. Linked to everyone getting very little outgoings, crucial for incomings. Yeah, the most important thing is Man United are linked to everyone. Man United apparently want to sign everyone, and we are linked to everyone as always. But at the end of the day, who we sign depends on who we sell, and outgoings is the most important thing going on at United right now as well. 20 likes away from 100 likes. Big up everybody in the chat as well. Ten Hag just been managing the Ajax, won 3 Eredivisie titles and 2 cups. What does Southgate do as a manager? Do you know what? I want to speak about this. Before Ten Hag went to Ajax hadn't won the league in 4 seasons. Ajax were quite poor before Ten Hag came there. Ajax hadn't won the league in 4 seasons. Ten Hag came into Ajax. Ten Hag won them 3 league titles in the 4 seasons he was there. Ten Hag rebuilt that Ajax squad, got them the biggest Champions League success. Ten Hag left Ajax, they capitulated. Yes, they lost major players, but Ten Hag lost Frankie de Jong and Matthijs de Ligt and still managed to turn the Ajax team around and win league titles. Ten Hag won 3 out of 4 titles when he was at Ajax. Yes, you'd expect him to at Ajax, but Ajax hadn't won a title in 4 years before Ten Hag, and they're going to miss out on the next 2 since Ten Hag's left. Ten Hag is a good manager. Ten Hag is an overly disrespected manager. And one of the reasons I want Ten Hag to be given so much time at Man United is because I begged Man United to sign him. I said, I want Ten Hag, not Pochettino. I like what Ten Hag does at Ajax. I like the football he plays at Ajax. He's got to United. He's not played that football because he can't. He doesn't have the players to. I want to see what Ten Hag can do with a good structure, good environment around him, because I well and truly believe that Erik Ten Hag is a good manager. And if we can actually get the squad for him, I think he can take us to the top. It took Arteta time. It took Klopp time. But also, I think we're at the point where maybe if this was 10 years ago, I'd be Ten Hag out. But we've gone through so many managers post Alex Ferguson to get to the point where we realise, actually, this isn't the manager that's costing us. This is the environment. This is the squad. This is the players. This is recruitment. Yes, Ten Hag is getting things wrong and he isn't perfect. And Ten Hag could be doing better with the players available. But I do look at it and I say, well, look, I really want this guy to be given time. I really want to see if he can succeed at Manchester United. I like what he's done with Mainoo. I like what he's done with Garnacho. I like elements that I'm seeing as well. Is Donny going to leave us? Well, Manchester United want to sell Donny. That doesn't necessarily mean that Donny's going to leave, because they've been trying to sell Donny the last 2 windows, and due to his lack of minutes, I don't know if he's going to leave. But yeah, I don't know. Man United will want to sell Donny as well. Yeah, big up everybody in the chat. Erik Ten Hag, don't mess about. He's more strict than Ollie, and Ollie was soft on players. Yeah, and Erik Ten Hag sometimes maybe could improve in man management if he did fall out of Varane. It's a bit silly, but for the most part, he's been stricter on players, which I think was needed. I actually think there's less dressing room issues under Ten Hag than there was under Ollie, despite the media trying to always make out there's a big dressing room issue here and that. Delo came out in public. He spoke about how he loves Ten Hag. We see Garnacho, Ahmad giving everything for Ten Hag on the pitch versus Liverpool. The reason I don't think the dressing room issues are as bad at Man United as people think is because I think, well, Sancho's gone and he's caused a problem. But I saw versus Liverpool, the players giving 100% and playing for their manager. That's what I saw. The players giving 100% and playing for their manager. That's what I saw. And I think that there's a lot of players in that Man United dressing room. In fact, most of them that are playing for Ten Hag and wanting to succeed. Garnacho's been public. Garnacho's spoken publicly saying that we need to give Ten Hag time. Delo has. A lot of people as well. Yeah. For me, I think that actually I feel like the squad's not as bad as the media try and make out. Yeah, there's 1 or 2 players in there that don't like Ten Hag. There's 1 or 2 players in there that don't have the mentality and need to go. But I actually think when you look at how many issues there were in the dressing room under Ollie, compared to the issues in the dressing room under Ten Hag had issues, but Sancho's gone, Ronaldo's gone. Do you get what I'm saying? There might have been an issue with Varane, which is annoying, but Varane's such a professional, he's got over it, and whatever issue there was between Ten Hag and Varane seems to have been squashed. Whereas with Ollie, I felt like there was ongoing issues a lot, and I think that maybe because of Ten Hag's strictness, but also maybe because players like Varane are professional. Like, I don't know if Ten Hag's man management is the best. How do you fall out of Varane? How do you fall out with this player? How do you fall out with that player? But all the ones that are bad eggs that he's fallen out with are gone. All the ones that the good eggs he's fallen out with seem to be swept under the rug as well. It said that Erik Ten Hag will remain as Man United manager till the end of the season because he's impressed Jim Ratcliffe, apparently. So that's another report coming out as well. We should sign players that want to play for United, not players that come to United for the money because they have no other choice. Yeah, that's what we've done in the past. In the past, we've gone for players that are in their 30s, that are at a big club, and their big club doesn't want them anymore. And they can get their final paycheck at Manchester United by moving to Manchester United. That's what we've done in the past so much, and we need to stop that. We need to go for players that are coming from Manchester United because they are 20 to 25 years of age and they want to come to United and win everything in their career at Manchester United and get us back to the top, not because they want to collect a big fat paycheck. Yeah, absolutely spot on as well. What do I think of Rodrigo Muniz of Fulham? Don't really have an opinion on him, to be honest. He's okay. If you think Erik ten Hag's man management is bad, imagine Southgate can't just not call up players he doesn't like for England. Yeah, exactly. Ineos need to get more execs sorted. Haven't got anyone since Berardo in January. Yeah, Dan Ashworth's expected to come in, Wilcox's expected to come in, and apparently they're working on Dougie Freeman and Julian Ward, but that those will be difficult deals to do. Is Donny ever going to leave? I think Donny will leave eventually. Big up everybody in the chat. Please do hit that like button if you haven't already. Of course, subscribe down below to Alice Talks Football. If you do want to stay up to date with all the latest Manchester United news, do make sure you're subscribed as well. A source said on Gareth Southgate that he has no interest in taking the Manchester United job. That's also come out today. Bruno Fernandes is set to be given a rest from Portugal duty. Portugal manager has come out and praised how good Bruno Fernandes is with his goal and assist for Portugal. Again, Bruno Fernandes is becoming Portugal's best player post the whole Ronaldo situation as well. But listen, people, I'm going to wrap up today's live stream here because just the connection issues are making it hard to go live. Please do hit the likes. Please do subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye.